The heart, the soul of the Cayman Islands.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
Oh, I think they're doing a great job. A lot of them are.
Good afternoon, Dwayne. How are you?
Not too bad, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. If you're ready to talk, we're willing to listen.
Well, I really enjoy this program today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
May God bless every person.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. It's going to be another fantastic show. We get a chance to start things off supporting and promoting as we invite you to be a part of a discussion. You want to know? Well, stay tuned for Talk Today.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today, the Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program. We ask our listeners to avoid statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use any indecent language or make any statement which is false or misleading. Email talktoday@candw.ky or call 1-800-534-8255. Courtesy of Flow,
Cayman's #1 network that connects you to your world like never before.
Let your voice be heard. Once again, here's your host, Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. And it's always a pleasure to be able to showcase and highlight the amazing entrepreneurial spirit that exists in our community and a chance to chat. You know, if you watch this on YouTube, you'll see one, but deliberately and consciously we speak, indirectly to two and talk to one only at the request. So, Raheem Robinson, good afternoon. Thanks very much for, reaching out to us. We get a chance to chat with you. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
All right. When we look at words like iconic, when we say iconic entertainment, as the Honorable Sports Minister referenced to me recently, it's important that we look at our young people in particular and say, hey, what is unfolding in our society? Tell us a little bit about iconic entertainment.
So Iconic Entertainment is an event management company that was recently established last year. One of the things that we believe drives our brand is the opportunity to be completely unique and to offer certain types of events or gatherings or socials that might have been missed or might have not been brought to the people in the Cayman Islands as in the past. What
spurred you? What was the impetus to putting this on? I mean, you want to be distinguished from others, be differentiated, but why this and why now?
Well, I think that every business should have its niche, and I think that a lot of the promoters on island, in their rightful respects are doing well, but we haven't seen anyone tap into the elegance and the sophistication in terms of a brand the way that we're trying to tap into the iconic and what iconic should stand for.
Okay, and with that in mind, are you targeting a particular audience?
Well, for this particular event and for a part of our brand, we're trying to target a mature, sophisticated, upscale crowd. And I think that there's a lot of professionals on the island or a lot of hardworking people on the island that just want to have that one night where they can step away and get dressed up and go out and feel iconic or go out and feel unique and feel appreciated.
I think as I listen to you, that sort of more mature, sort of settled crowd, as it were, I look in the mirror and thinking, maybe that's me. We want that setting. We want to be able to step away and not have to be bombarded by the social media, the Kardashians of the world. Exactly. Everything that you eat, you post. Hey, put it in your plate, talk about it, but leave it there. So is that what you're sort of targeting as well?
Yeah, I mean, part of what we believe makes an experience unique and it's right is the fact that it's not highlighted and showcased to everyone and everybody on particular platforms like Instagram or YouTube or, people that come to our events or our socials will definitely have the opportunity to get the footage or the video promotions and stuff that happen within our events. But the idea is that, you know, when you sign up to be a part of our brand, and what we're trying to push out there is that when we send it to you, it's sent to you as if you're an exclusive partner. So, you know, some of the stuff may make it onto social media, obviously for promotional purposes, but we do want to have that kind of feel where it's one-on-one, and we have our patrons feel unique and feel exclusive. So, you know, there's a lot of client interaction in that respect.
Yeah. As my brother mine reminded me, saying that I didn't good for talk.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, right? We want to be able to have that. Now, you have an event coming up. Tell us about it.
So our premier event for Iconic Entertainment is going to be called Lovers Rock, Cayman. This event will be at the National Gallery, and it, again, is, you know, supposed to target the professional, upscaled, and sophisticated client who wants to go out, wants to enjoy a night of clean entertainment, live music, you know, professional catering. There are complimentary items as well, and there's prizes and giveaways. So it's definitely a full service entertainment and party for patrons of like-minded, you know, entrepreneurial spirit, or people that just, like I said, go to work, they work hard, and they go home and say, hey, wife, hey, husband, let's go out and have a date night. Let's have a lover's night. Which is basically what we're trying to promote.
Awesome. So the Valentine's all year round, huh?
Exactly.
All right, so Lovers Rock at the National Gallery. When?
August 27th.
27th. That's not that far away.
Right around the corner.
Close enough to payday. You could probably save. How much is it to get in?
So the tickets are $60 for the general ticket, and $100 for a ticket which includes a bottle of champagne or a bottle of wine.
One of your choice.
One of your choice.
Have a preference.
Select bottles, but you know, a vast selection.
All right, tell us about entertainment, because I think the National Gallery in itself is an elegant setting. Even if you quietly take a few minutes out of your day and just walk through. Look at the National Collection.
Definitely.
Just walk through. It is something surreal, but there's a sense of serenity in that space.
Definitely.
The functions that they have there, whether it's for some of the exhibitions or whether it's just something like this, it lends itself to that elegance.
Sure.
But tell us about the entertainment. I mean, who's up? What's happening? Share with us.
So the entertainment was carefully selected. We definitely want entertainers that come from different backgrounds, because the music will represent different backgrounds. We have a well-known DJ group here called Sound Revolution, who will be the premier DJs for the event. We also have live performances by a well-known artist here in the Cayman Islands called Vashti. So Vashti will be at the event. And another gentleman who is a recording artist called Simple Rattigan. He's Jamaican, very well articulated. I love his music. It's clean music, clean, fun music, you know, community type music. And that's one of the things that have prompted us to go with those two individuals.
But can you imagine, if I recognize 2 to 3 names immediately, that means the whole community must know everybody.
Exactly.
So you've selected people, and even if I know them, they must be not only established, but they bring that sense of style that you're looking for.
Exactly.
All right, so the 27th of August, because we're still in July.
Yeah.
I was reminded that of my paycheck. It's at, you know, the gallery. Timing. I mean, we know the space, the place, the venue, but for someone, you know, that's kind of be home a certain time before the pumpkin turns into the... What time we're looking at?
So the event starts at 7:30. And obviously on a Saturday we'll wrap it up at 12 o'clock a.m. National Gallery have advised us that, you know, the bar will have its last call at 11:30. So we would entice our patrons to come between 7:30 to 8 o'clock to fully enjoy the amenities of the event.
All right. When we come back from our break, if you wish, share with us some more about it. And as you were, you know, indicating this for that more mature audience, they want to come out and enjoy themselves. You know, that 5 hours, like it or not, there's someone after we hit a certain age and after the week, you know, that's enough time.
Yeah.
You know, but it's late enough in the day that we can get our nap if we need it. We can get our errands done, and then we can get back home and not feel so, what was it my mother would say, bamboozled all day long.
Bamboozled, yeah.
So if we stay until 11:30, or if we have the exit by 11 because bedtime calls, well, we can still do it. But it's going to be fun.
Definitely.
So is there going to be dancing? Tell us about it. Singing, you know, tell us about it. Food, share with us some more.
No worries.
Okay, stay tuned. Please join us right after the break.
Subway's giving you flavor around the clock with the new Chicken Squad sandwich options. Try the classic chicken and bacon ranch, the sweet and savory barbecue chicken, or the chicken cordon bleu. 3 new appetizing and delicious sub options that you can also make into a wrap. The Chicken Squad is available at Subway for only a limited time. Subway, giving you something to cluck about.
Early Bird gets the cheap tickets. Join us at Parker's Raceway July 30th and 31st with tickets starting as little as $10. Race on over to parkersraceway.com and get your Early Bird tickets before they sell out. Follow us on social media for more event details at Parker's Raceway. A big thanks to our sponsors, Monster, Valvoline, AI Rentals, Event Pro, VP Racing Fuels, Parker's, and NGK Spark Plugs. Get your tickets at parkersraceway.com.
The Cayman Islands Health Services Authority's general practice and public health clinics have relocated to Smith Road Medical Center. At the new location, you'll receive top quality care in a comfortable, modern space, enhancing your patient experience. Do you have flu-like symptoms or other non-emergent illnesses or injury? HSA's new urgent care walk-in clinic is now open at the main hospital campus. The new general practice location is for appointments only. For more information, call 949-8600 or visit hsa.ky.
JN money touchdown. Send the money now. Reach wow. You say you need some money. JN money, I can send it in a hurry. Get through quick when you come collect your cash or use a money card and swipe it in a flash. Send funds to any bank, yeah. Pay your bills quick, yeah. Low fees, you know what it, yeah. JN money, we are pick, yeah. Send and receive funds at any JN Money location. It's fast, affordable, and convenient. Money touchdown with JN Money. Send funds to any bank? Yeah. Pay your bills quick? Yeah. Low fees, you know what it? Yeah. JN Money, we are pick? Yeah.
Call 345-945-2014 for details. Available at JN Money locations across the Cayman Islands.
Superior Auto is pleased to announce the grand reopening of the new Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center on Seymour Drive. New opportunities, new beginnings, a new home for Caymanian youth seeking career training and certification in high-demand trades such as automotive repair, AC, refrigeration, and so much more. Put the value in your pocket. Fun fact, the average hourly rate for a tradesman can be 4.5 times the minimum wage. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center is a not-for-profit program, accepting applications from June 20th to July 20th. Contact 949-9570 or 525-9571 to apply today. The Superior Auto Apprenticeship Center, successfully building the next generation of hardworking Caymanians since 2010.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waging to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thank you for joining us. And whether it's education or whether it's something to do in the other academic arena, whether it's the athletics or it's in the arts, to be able to showcase our people brings great pride and joy. And as we look at the entrepreneurial spirit, there's an event on the 27th, make sure I got it right, of August. So we're still in July. Susan's going to cash her paycheck in a moment now. So we're still in July. So you got time to get your August payday. It's a relatively inexpensive, wonderfully positioned evening at the National Gallery, brought to you by Iconic Entertainment. So Raheem Robinson joins us, and you call it Lovers Rock. Particularly, names are and words are important to me. Why, if I may ask, why that tag?
Well, Lovers Rock, I think anyone can relate to. It goes back to the Stone Love music from Jamaica. We just think that the kind of patrons that we're trying to attract to this event as well, established, well-seasoned partners and partnerships, or even friends, even groups of friends that just have that sort of connection, that bond, that want to, have a night that they can go out and just enjoy clean music that has that lovers feel to it, from the Barris Hammonds to the new artists or newer artists, from soca to dancehall. We want to try and capture everything in between that has that lovers element.
Yeah. I mean, it could be that like Lovers Wall in East End, Lovers Rock, the thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or it could be, hey, Lovers Rock.
Yeah.
Right?
So there is a play on words there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know.
I like it.
Yeah.
At the gallery and an evening. Now, tell us about it, because many of us sometimes, especially on the weekends, or whether it was a week of vacation that we were trying to get stuff around the yard completed, whether we're moving into our new home, and by Friday and Saturday we've got all this, the errands, the children, since you're talking about a more mature audience, have all their things. Some of us have church, some of us have community service, and Saturday we just need a little relaxing. So 7:30 is a good time. This time of year, sun is still up fairly high.
Yeah.
Tell us about the evening. I mean, you talked about the welcome event and the music, but what more is there on offer for that evening?
So we definitely want to pull out all the stops and make our patrons feel, exclusive at the event, make them feel appreciated. Lovers Rock, while the price of the ticket is $60, we have complimentary beverages. We will have professional catering on special hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. We also want to have some prizes and giveaways for the evening. Hopefully we can have some professional emceeing so that the event keeps that energy. You're not just going to an event and standing up for 4 hours listening to just a DJ, There's definitely a lot more sophistication when you involve different parties, have an MC that can control the overall mood of the event. So those are different things that we think our patrons can definitely appreciate when they decide to purchase tickets to our event.
And with that, there's music, there's food, so possibly, with Vashti performing, that's live.
Yeah.
You're probably talking about potentially a dance floor.
So Vashti and I have been talking really closely in terms of, what the scale of the event will look like from her performance standpoint. And, she's very energetic about it, and she definitely has her backup dancers. So, and it's definitely something that'll keep the crowd, keep them interested and at attention. So I would just say, I'm interested and excited to see what she does. And then, also the other performer, like I say, he's really articulate in how his performances are done. Our artists have featured at bigger events like Capella. And so this is definitely a good opportunity for like-minded professional people to come out and see what talent is in Cayman and, that clean.
Which is important, I think, because too often we complain there's not enough to do. And then there are many of us who are overwhelmed, there's so much to do. But there's never, for those people, an opportunity to say, let's just let's enjoy it. And I joke and say that the last 2 years have been long centuries. That's what it feels like, the inability to consciously socialize, and even me, let the hair down a bit. A joke always brings the laughter. But that's what we need to do. We need to unwind sensibly, responsibly, amongst friends. And that lovers that you refer to could be two best friends who are reconnecting.
Exactly.
It could be that couple that just need to be reminded.
Yeah.
Right? And you come out and you enjoy yourself with like-minded people.
Exactly. It might be a situation where it's an anniversary coming up. We think that our party, if there's someone that has their anniversary and they'd like to come to Lovers Rock, we do implore them to reach out, because then we can probably make some special provisions for that couple, special mention, something. But we definitely want to get people interested in the idea that this is their night.
Right.
This is their upscale night, that they can definitely feel exclusive.
You're thinking there's someone else that probably should use this as a way, hey, can I apologize? It's not that I was away for so long. I've missed you, but darling. Could just be that, right?
Yeah,
I'm just giving someone an idea. All right. You were very kind and not only accepting the invitation and helping with the promotion, but offering up to our listeners potentially doing this segment. Hey, just to say thanks and to show you have a ticket that you want to share with one of our listeners at some point.
Definitely.
So for someone listening, they might have a wonderful gift to enjoy this weekend, to set their sights, get their hair done, put on those new pair of shoes, and be ready for the 27th of August, right?
Yep.
So you want to give away a ticket. Any particular sort of conditions, any questions, anything? I mean, we don't want to make it too easy, do we? You want a ticket, this way you got to do it.
Easy. Yeah.
You could sing a song, maybe a Bear Summer song. Or you could do an impersonation of Susan. That would be good. No, think about it. We'll get them what they need to do in order to get a ticket, right?
All right.
See that, Raheem Robinson. And if you're watching us on YouTube, by design, they say behind every great man is a great lady, who supports us, like our mothers or daughters or sisters and the like. Well, we'll see how all things transpire. Partnership is important, Many hands make light work. And
for sure,
if you bring similarity with respect to a consistent, concerted, shared ethos, anything can be much easier, but much more fulfilling.
For sure.
If you're working together. All right. So we're going to give a ticket if someone wants one. So you got to pay attention. We're going to tell you how to win it. Right, Raheem?
Yep.
All right. I'm thinking, man, impersonation of Susan. That sounds like a good thing. They could do her Aunt Cla impersonation. She'll laugh. But we'll figure it out, and you'll tell us how to do that for us. Right?
Very well.
So tell us more about the evening. I mean, I can understand why the venue like the National Gallery would be so much, appealing and alluring for what you're trying to achieve, because it is an exceptional venue and what you're trying to go for. But for the evening, the dress, for some of us, we go up to the nines all the time.
Yeah.
Some of us, we got dig really deep in the closet to find something that fits. How do you want your patrons that evening to present themselves?
So I mean, by design, the National Gallery does offer a sense of elegance.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely don't want to make people feel like they have to dress up in suit and tie.
Mm-hmm.
However, we do want our patrons to come out and feel like the night is for them. You know, a lot of times we'll go out, but we'll just put on our polo shirt and our jeans pants. I would implore some of them to maybe just think about putting on that nice best dress shirt that they have, that they bought, that they haven't worn maybe since they bought it, right? Waiting for the perfect night. This could be the perfect night. So I would say, a smart casual dress down would be nice. Ladies can definitely dress up in a nice cocktail dress. It's going to be in the night, so be a good breeze.
In the night, huh?
Yeah.
Life is about laughter, man, and if you can add a little bit of love to it, that's even better.
Exactly.
But you're right, there's some ladies in our lives that, my father would say, his wife or her mother is so beautiful that in a crocker sack she looks good. So there are some women, no matter what they wear, they just look elegant.
Yeah.
But you're sharing, hey, this evening, feel good, put on that particular cocktail dress, wear that thing that makes you feel the queen, the princess that you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And man, come here, come looking good.
Yeah. For a $60 ticket, you want to look good.
Yeah, man.
And especially when the event organizer is also giving back as well within that ticket price.
What about you're looking 7:30 to midnight-ish. Some of us got peckish. Some of us are not expecting to come out and eat because we want to, be entertained. But throughout the evening, you need a little libation, but you need a little bit of other things to saturate the body as well. So what sort of nibbles and foods and hors d'oeuvres and stuff are you thinking of putting on? I mean, turtle meat and cornbread, or is this going to be more like, kung fritters and fish tea?
Wild turtle meat on skewers sounds very tempting. I'll go ahead and not give away too much in terms of the exact meats and different flavors we're going with, but definitely want to have some finger foods there, some professional catering. We'll have something hot, something cool, something for everyone. Have a good mix.
Something hot, something cool.
Yeah.
Let me be here. I thought we went somewhere. But this is what it's about. I think you're trying to bring people. I can see a group of friends coming out, couples that may have not had a time to sit around, and they used to before, but all that's happening. The colleagues in the office or in the particular sector just enjoying themselves, and it's early enough in the evening that you don't have to rush. It's late enough in the day that you can get through what you have, and then you can get home and say forgiveness and go to church next morning and say, see, I don't feel so bad today, and be forgiven of your sins. Just saying. Just saying. All right. Could I ask, all right, as a preview, you launched the endeavor last year, and you're putting this on. Without getting into too much, I can see the wheels of the entrepreneur spirit turning. You've got other things in mind for the rest of the year that you were hoping. You don't need to get into it, but
we certainly do.
I can see that.
Yeah, we certainly do.
And I say that, and I ask that simply to share it to our public. This is where we draw alongside, not just our athletes and cheer them on from the stands, not just the artists that we want to come and support, but our entrepreneurs to sort of propel them on, give them that, hey, this was successful, the next one, and then the next one, the next one, build that. So at some point, we can look and see the people, 100 years later or 10 years later, the success. And everything has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And maybe this is where we are as a people coming out and not just enjoying ourselves, but showing the importance of drawing alongside of entrepreneurs and being, a part of their success story.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It seems like if I was a much younger
No, you'll be there. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm just surprised myself.
You strike me as the kind of guy that has that shirt in the closet that you're just willing to pull it out on one night, like special night.
Yeah. Probably got more often, no, but no. But I'm glad you share that, because I think there are many of us who don't do that. We've had that shirt forever, and we've just not allowed ourselves permission to enjoy ourselves. We make all sorts of excuses. Can't afford it. Well, you made it affordable. I don't want it because the people there, they could be too old or too young or too whatever. We make that excuse. Oh, tomorrow I got to do this. There's always an excuse.
Yeah.
And you don't need to look hard because you can find them.
Yeah.
So this evening, we're going to do it with a mature setting. And
exactly. Yeah.
I like it, man. What about you, Daddy? I mean, you're going to be working, but you also got to be sort of like the main person giving the knowledge of the restaurant, you're touching the tables, making sure that everything's happening.
I mean, I want to enjoy myself just as much as the next patron. So I definitely want to mix and mingle, meet everyone, thank them for coming out and hope they enjoy the evening. I don't want to be the secret police of the event. I've already secured someone to be the secret police. So I'll just, go around, make sure that everything's not falling apart, and then we'll just have a good time.
It's about being in like company, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that as we especially look at where we are in history, and some of us will look back on this with mixed emotions. We can't project and predict as much as we would like to plan and prepare for what the future will entail. Not to live in the now, but some of us need to. And I say that even for me, the period of uncertainty that we have, here's a time to embrace who we have and where we are.
Yeah.
And Cayman is, without question, the best place because of all of us who are here.
Definitely.
As you would offer up a gift to one of our listeners, if you're inclined, when we come back, you share with us how they can get a ticket complimentary of, not just Iconic Productions, but in association with Talk Today for August the 27th for Lovers Rock at the National Gallery. One lucky listener will get a chance to get a ticket. Give them time to get their hair done, secure that nice shirt.
Yeah.
Who knows what, right?
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, please rejoin us. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Busy, busy, busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
Cybercrime happens online or through the technology we use every day. Anyone can be a victim of cybercrime, whether you are a young person being bullied or harassed online, or an older person or business who's been scammed out of money or personal data. Cybercrime is an issue that touches all of us. The Cayman Islands government has therefore created an online resource to help keep you cyber safe in an ever-changing world.
In online situations, it is better to be cyber safe than sorry. Learn now to protect yourself against cybercrime. Visit gov.ky/cybersafe.
Esports in the Cayman Islands just got a major upgrade. That's right. NetGeeks Media is proud to present Gamers Bay 6. This is July 30th to 31st, 2022.
Compete head-to-head for over $10,000 on the PlayStation 5 in titles such as Call of Duty Warzone, Fortnite, and FIFA 2022, utilizing our new gaming monitors.
Additional competitive titles include Smash Bros. Ultimate for the Switch, as well as Naruto Storm 4 for the PS4.
Oh, and did we mention keyboard and mouse can now also be used?
Back and better than ever. It's all going down July 30th to 31st, 2022 at the John Gray Gymnasium.
Meet international YouTube influencers Windy Girk and Beck Brojack. Let the world see the power of Cayman's competitors.
Visit GamersBayCayman.com to purchase spectator tickets, view schedules and times, purchase competitors' passes, as well as view the rules of each tournament.
Proudly sponsored by
Pepsi, Enterprise Cayman, Department of Tourism, C3 Pure Fiber, Radio Cayman, K Gadgets, Youth Services Unit, Office Supply, Cellular Cayman, Dolphin Discovery, The Matrix, and the Department of Education.
Hello, Cayman. Please join me, contestant number 6, Chloe Paradoxy, and our 7 lovely contestants at this year's Miss Cayman Islands Universe pageant on Saturday, 6th of August at the Westin Hotel. Doors open at 6 p.m. Show starts at 7. Tickets are available at Funky Tangs and Funky Monkey. Huge thanks to our corporate sponsors, Ministry of Tourism, Radio Cayman, Compass Media, and Cayman Airways.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks for the opportunity to speak to Raheem Robinson about Iconic Entertainment's production over at the National Gallery on August the 27th. Lovers Rock. And as we shared, we have a ticket that we would like to give to one of our listeners, before we end up in the next 10 minutes closing out this segment. So pay attention. So our simple question is, tell us where the event's going to take place and when. And you get a ticket. The first caller to identify those gets a ticket, right, Raheem?
Yep.
All right. Well,
easy as that.
Kind of like when you were in school once and they say read all the instructions to the question before you start the answer.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I didn't always do that. I put the answer down and I only got half a point. But that was right. Yeah, but they said to also.
Didn't do all the steps.
Didn't do all the steps. That's life. That is life. But I'm excited, man. And hopefully, as you probably have taken examples from other industries, other people in the same sector, in other jurisdictions, hopefully your initiative will also inspire others to say, hey, I can do it. Not in a begrudging way, but being encouraged. And this is where the success breeds success.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's the win-win, as they say.
Sure.
All right. Now, as we talk about that, and hopefully someone listening, if they want a ticket, 949-80-37 or 1-800-534-8255. The usual numbers you call, and we have a ticket for you if you wish to be a part of that event. A mature audience, right? And it doesn't mean that, if you're 18 and either one, some of us are still not mature at that stage. We're working on it, right?
Yeah.
We're working on it. Tell us more about the evening. I mean, it's a partnership. So how do we pull it off? Who's on board? Tell us more about it.
So we have some partnerships that we're putting together in the making. I will take this time to shout out the sponsors that have confirmed being on board. There's the Chill Spot restaurant in Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
There's Invenio Global recruitment company and Executive Barber Studio. So those companies have definitely showed their support and are back in the event.
But this is what success breeds success, as we said. And if one person adds value on another, then eventually you have a good evening.
Yeah.
We do have a caller online. Let's see if this caller answers the question correctly.
All right.
And if they not only can win a ticket, but maybe they can bring some turtle for us. Let's see.
Definitely on a screwer.
Let's go to the phone. Say good afternoon and welcome. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
How are you today? How are you today?
I'm good, and you?
I am blessed. That is without a question.
Okay, then it is the 27th of July, and it's at our gallery.
Well, you are almost correct. I wouldn't tell you which one of the two is the 27th. Now, is it July, August, or September? And is it the National Gallery? So you're almost there.
We'll give it one more time.
Yeah, try again.
It's what? It's August.
August the 27th at the National Gallery.
Yes, sir.
All right. And is that an evening that I can see now you're going to probably be out in your 9s and 9 and 9 and ready to enjoy, huh?
If I'm going to be out?
Yeah. Well, congratulations. Thanks for sharing with us, right?
Okay.
And don't disconnect. Let Miss Susan take your details. The ticket will be here at Radio Cayman. When you collect it, we need 4 forms of ID, a point of blood. No, just kidding. just show up as it is. But thank you so much. All right.
Okay.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I don't know. Sometimes my jokes might be as funny as some people, but you imagine that if, in order to get something, give me some blood, Bobo. All right. You want to give one more ticket? Hey, see that? Success breeds success. So we have another ticket. Okay, what do we want to ask of our listeners in order to get a ticket?
What's the time?
Time.
What time does it start?
Okay, so we know it's at the National Gallery, and we know it's on August the 27th. What time does it start? We said that a couple of times earlier.
Yep.
All right, so the next caller that correctly answers what time, Iconic Entertainment's Lovers Rock came on at the gallery on the 27th of August starts, gets a ticket. Numbers are still the same. 1-800-534-8255 or 949-8037. And if you call before we end in less than 7 minutes, the ticket is yours. We might even throw in an extra special gift and hand deliver it to you. Nah, just kidding. Susan's like, I'm not going away. But with this though, I think, Raheem, as we speak to you and we're seeing it, not just the recognizable names with entertainment, not just your partners and the catering, the food, and like the idea that for some of us it's just an opportune time. It's almost the end of the summer, so to speak, as the children are either about to go back to school. So this would be a good way for parents to say the last reprieve before the hectic September begins.
Yeah.
But it's also a chance to kind of reward yourself.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will be seen as such.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you say that. One of the things that we also want to do is we don't want people to think that we're just in it for the entertainment. We also have certain charitable initiatives that we want to do as a company as well. So, part of the proceeds from this event does go towards a special education drive that we're facilitating, especially with it being back to school right after the event. So, part of the proceeds goes towards buying some new books and stuff for the schools here in Cayman.
One hand washes that partnership really makes a difference. Yeah. And I've always, as a child, was fascinated at how boats were being launched. It was mostly a bunch of men, and you don't get it right, and she goes in the water, and that's that.
Yeah.
But it's like sailing or on a boat. Everybody has to be on the same page. That too many people, on one side of the boat, she may capsize.
Yeah.
Right? Or just one person, not being cognizant of everybody else. Whether it's a fishing trip or you're out for a little evening with the family, it messes up the whole thing. So working together, right? You
Definitely.
Supporting. What else do you want to share? We may get a caller. If we don't, we will ensure that we continue with the production and promotion. But what else do you want to share with the listeners for the evening about what you're hoping to not just achieve, once the evening is over and you said, you know what, this is a success because this was what it was.
I just want to overall say thank you again to the radio station for allowing us the platform to come and speak about the event, and just a special thank you for everyone that's involved with making this the event a success, from the National Gallery to our additional sponsors, to everyone on the ground that's actually helping us to make the event a success. Right. I would just say to people who are undecided about the event, just think about the last time that you've been out to an event that really just has that clean entertainment part to it. What you want to get out of an event, and when you're purchasing a ticket to an event, what you actually want to get for your value. That's something that we're trying to. One of our characteristics for our company is that we operate off of honesty and integrity. So if we say that we're giving a certain service, we want to own up to that service. We don't want to false advertise. So, if you're purchasing a $60 ticket and it comes with XYZ, we're going to ensure that you get XYZ.
And I raise the bar too. Sometimes, as you shared, minimus, don't expect to get what we pay for, or don't, expect to pay for what we get. And then there are those who, like you said, give you a 6 for a 9.
Yeah.
That can't be the standard. That should not be the norm.
Exactly.
And if it is, then we need to call people on it, but likewise, don't expect to get $5.50.
Yeah.
Maybe pay $6 for the $5 thing. But don't. And that is where, standards of excellence become the ethos if we all subscribe to it.
Yeah, I mean, I think of it in a way that, like, also if a ticket is $30, but when you go to the event, you spend $80 on alcohol. You know, there's people that do that. If our ticket is $60 and it's a mature crowd, you probably will buy 2-3 drinks. And the value still ends up being the same.
Yeah, it's about enjoying yourself. It's not about being so inebriated that you can't remember the next day. It's about being responsible.
And the best way to enjoy yourself is to put yourself in an environment that can provide that.
Yeah, you know, like minds, you know, iron sharpens iron, as it were.
Yeah.
And I would like to, if it's okay, to thank the Honourable Minister for Culture, Bernie Bush, for
definitely
facilitating this introduction.
Yeah.
And hopefully that through this, not only is the event successful, but your lives are successful. It inspires others. You know, societies will always champion the small business. That's the engine that drives the economy.
Yeah.
It may be, but they also fail. But that fail is just an indication of, well, let's try it differently. But it fails sometimes because we're not supportive. And the support is not just putting their money, it's putting their time, but also adding their talent, so that those people feel the success.
Yeah.
So maybe the next time we'll have 2 voices or 3.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But for now, it's a pleasure, and I commend, you know, in your endeavors, and hopefully, as we talked about, that integrity and honesty, and that ethos will be something that we share, so that, you know, what our parents told us, you know, a floating tide, you know, a rise that floats all ships becomes important.
Yeah.
So the 27th, 7:30 of August at the National Gallery.
Yes.
Lovers Rock. Lovers Rock. There's again. Susan can make a song of that later. All right, any quick closing thoughts from him you want to leave with us?
Just again, you know, thank you to everyone that's listening in, and thank you to all the supporters that will make this event a success. Thank you to the Honourable Bernard Bush, you know, for allowing us to have this opportunity to be on air and spread our message. Thank you to all the sponsors, and let's have a good evening.
Yes, indeed, you know, let's make sure that we always raise the bar.
Yeah.
But you guys have a wonderful, blessed, beautiful, you know, enjoyable weekend.
You too.
And we'll see where it takes us, all right? All right. Well, when we come back, Miss Katina Anglin will be our guest, 2 p.m. You know, the strongman competition is on tomorrow. We get a chance to talk about that. So, see, if you live, you love, you laugh, you learn, you'll actually be able to be that much better. Stay tuned for Talk Today.
Satisfaction is guaranteed 24 hours a day, whether it's music or information.
From Grand Cayman to Cayman Brac to Little Cayman, we've got you covered.
You ever hear a thing like that?
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
Your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, I'm Shanda Gallego with your latest headlines. The RCIPS still needs your help as investigations continue to locate Adrian Williamson, who was reported missing on July 6th. Both the family of Mr. Williamson and the police are, quote, extremely concerned about his well-being and are encouraging anyone with information regarding his whereabouts to contact the Georgetown Police Station at 949-4222. In international news, U.S. President Joe Biden's condition has improved since first testing positive for COVID-19. The White House has announced the 79-year-old is experiencing mild symptoms, including a runny nose and fatigue. His doctor says he is responding well to medication. Mr. Biden has kept working while in isolation and yesterday tweeted that he was doing great. He is expected to resume normal duties once he tests negative. Ukraine and Russia have agreed a deal that would allow the resumption of vital grain exports from Ukrainian Black Sea ports, a major diplomatic breakthrough aimed at easing a global food crisis sparked by the war, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres said Friday. The breakthrough followed months of negotiations and promises to unblock ports on the Black Sea to allow the safe passage of grain and oilseeds, some of Ukraine's most important exports. And Sri Lanka's police and military troops forcibly removed anti-government protesters camped outside the presidential office in Colombo in a pre-dawn raid on Friday on the order of the country's new president. Social media posts showed officers dressed in riot gear pulling down protest tents and arresting demonstrators outside the presidential offices 2 days after the crisis-hit country swore in a new leader. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Shanda Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab. Blood test, x-ray and mammogram, all of that is MedLab. Affordable fees and friendly service, a full professional team. MedLab is always comfortable, MedLab is always clean. For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Call 949-7331 and ask about MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Did you know that ValueMed Pharmacy has a free online prescription service? Managing your health and medical requirements has never been easier with ValueMed. Simply visit value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com and click the Refill Prescriptions tab on our website. Fill in the information for new prescriptions or refills and choose your preferred pickup location. ValueMed on Walkers Road or Town. Then bring in your original prescription from your doctor when picking up. There's no need to stand in line and wait for your prescription. Save time and pick up prescriptions at your convenience by visiting value-medpharmacy.com. That's VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Attention drivers, hurricane season is from June 1st to November 30th. Hurricanes don't plan ahead, but you can. Get prepared at Ace with batteries, flashlights, and generators. Power a small electric stove, charge your phones, or turn on some lights. Be prepared for hurricane season. Visit our store at 11 Ashko Street, Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Cybercrime happens online or through the technology we use every day. Anyone can be a victim of cybercrime, whether you are a young person being bullied or harassed online, or an older person or business who's been scammed out of money or personal data. Cybercrime is an issue that touches all of us. The Cayman Islands government has therefore created an online resource to help keep you cyber safe in an ever-changing world.
In online situations, it is better to be cyber safe than sorry. Learn now to protect yourself against cybercrime. Visit gov.ky/cybersafe.
You see how hard it's raining?
Yeah, and I don't have time to fight traffic and get my lunch from Subway. I have so much work to do.
Why don't you order Subway by using the Let's Eat or Bento app? Save time, stay dry, and get your sandwich fast.
I never thought of that. Great idea. I'm going to order now.
Order me a veggie pizza while you're at it.
And a cookie platter for the office. Too busy at work or home? Is the rainy weather stopping you from dining out? Order your favorite Subway sandwich, wrap, or pizza through the Let's Eat or Bento app with fast and reliable delivery. Subway, eat fresh.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome, and thank you for joining us. And you hear that chuckling in the background, you know that's two things. That's a lady who understands that she's blessed, who have a love for life and a laughter that ensures that others who draw alongside. None other than Miss Katina Anglin. Always a pleasure.
And who love to be in here talking to you and talking to the Cayman Islands.
Amen.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Amen. God bless you, Cayman Islands. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
How you been doing?
Me? I'm good. I'm blessed. That I know.
Amen.
I'm always, sometimes, from what a friend says, always thinking. And thankfully, unlike some people, they see it as a bad thing. But you can perhaps think a little bit too much sometimes. I didn't realize that. You probably don't appreciate that there's a time to just step, relax, be quiet. Don't think. Just let be. I'm not quite there yet. Because if you're not thinking, and especially if you're talking, what are you doing? And I think more of us need to spend a little more time in prayer, certainly more time in thought. So I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
And then some of us need to spend more time thinking before we start to talk. But anyway, speaking of talking and speeches, I went to the parliamentary speech lecture yesterday with Dr. the Honourable Barnett. And it was a very interesting educational speech. And I can hardly wait to get the recording of it because it provided so much case law and principles. It was just an education-packed lecture. you know.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful to everybody who played a role in making that happen yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very grateful to the Honourable Speaker of the House and his staff for the invitation to come there and see Dr. Barnett in person and to listen to his speech, you know. So that was a great moment for us.
What do you think about what transpired after, in outside, public gathering, the open air? Yeah.
I didn't stay for that, actually. I left just before those festivities started. I did want to hear Miss Diana DeMarcado sing the national song. But I wasn't able to stay because there was this fabulous lady at home who's 93, and I have the blessing and the privilege of calling her my mother.
Mama?
Mama.
There you go.
And I had to get home to her. So
you're a good child.
And then you know who I drove home with? Mr. Ivan. Man, I got some history on the way coming down Dween. I learned some stuff about the building of the chapel church, the establishment of the chapel church and stuff like that, you know.
I think he just celebrated a birthday too, you know. So Billy,
he did, yeah. So
glad for sharing that, because I think the reason why I asked about after is that there are times when, as one of the speaker was on talking about the discussion and the building, and we will, as we should, have an informed perspective. We will speculate, and there's a lot of conjecture, and some of us will just say things without sufficient thought. All that aside, there's an event inside, and there's limitations, whether it's because of the environment in which we live, to put restrictions, capacity building can hold X, or because of whatever you're transpiring, we need to make sure that, you know, every other seat is empty. Whatever the reasons, there are always limitations, right?
Yes.
Just like someone should understand that, you know, we may have a big budget, but it's a defined sum, whether it's $1 or $1 billion. There is capacity,
budget, right?
and to be able to now do what I think he was trying to do, afterwards, let's mingle and let's in the open air. Okay, it's the July, it's summer heat, but guess what? Go home, take a shower, or stop and take a dip in the sea.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's 8 o'clock.
I think by the time, if I remember correctly, by the time that we were coming out from the Legislative Assembly, the sun had dipped behind the building and stuff, so it was in the cooler part of the evening. There are persons who do what I'm trying to do, and that's get there early. I don't want to be on time anymore, and I definitely don't want to be late. So now I'm in the thing of getting there early. My mother and my father, they get dressed and then they sit down and they wait for the time to come. And that's
I'll tell you something that
behavior I'm trying to get to. So
I'm cognizant of, and it was interesting. Now, like many of us, we grew up in an environment where time, my father in my mind always said there should be an 11th commandment: thou shalt not waste time. Because time waits for no one.
Time waits for no one. And it's not redeemable. You can't get it back.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't matter. We all have the same allotted seconds. How we use that is different. So there are two things that I won't make apology for. I don't like when people disrespect. I don't like the arrogance of some, especially in leadership. I don't think that should be something that we easily forgive or let slide or ignore. And for me, we are people of timeliness. That's the environment we grew up in. So 1 o'clock isn't 1 o'clock, it's before 1 o'clock. But I found myself many, many years ago understanding that time was efficient. You had to use it effectively. And you had to understand it. So I could get from point A to point B in a lot of time. And when I got there by this time, I would have time to do these things.
Right.
So I was in a space, in a place where the movie theater, the show started at this time.
Yes.
And it was, that environment where, come to find out, there was an electronic release on the door. So when the clock hit that second, at that hour, it just released. The attendant didn't have to be there and take your ticket. And there were going to be so many minutes of whatever transpired, and then the previews, and then whatever, and then the show would start. And I understood that took a certain amount of minutes. And I could calculate my steps from where I was to whatever, that I could get there, hand my ticket, and walk in and sit down and get what I wanted, whether it's the commercial or whether it's just the opening credits.
Right. Yes.
It was a game I played with myself.
Yes.
You know, it was fun. Right?
But it taught you about timeliness.
Right?
Scheduling and being aware of where you're at and where you're trying to get to. I do need to make a correction, or rather a clarification, what I said just now about you can't redeem time. That's mankind can't redeem time. The Bible tells you that the Lord can redeem your time. And I actually did see such a miracle happen in my life after I submitted my will to God. And then within 4 years, I'd graduated from law school, which had been a decades-long dream. And then within that very short window, I was, a graduate of the Cayman Islands Law School. It's also known as Truman Bodden Law School, but this nation is a nation unto God, and God's the creator of the world and all that's in it. And the name of this country is Cayman Islands. Of course, it is a territory, but look, that's its name, and that's the name of my law school. And yes, it was dedicated to Truman Bodden, but it is in the Cayman Islands, and they know it as the Cayman Islands Law School. I'm very proud of that. Two words, Cayman Islands and Caymanian.
And if it's okay, I'll say this to you, and hopefully, and if I ever say it, and I always say it with the respect and love that is intended. I'm glad that you share publicly as you share your perspective, but also your personal, testimony. And I hope that, just like the discussion earlier with Raheem and others, for me, if people are sincere in their approach, if there's, and I say this, humility and honesty, there's integrity, then it comes to pace. It doesn't mean that we don't like steal, cheating, all of that stuff and sin. Because I can't tell you about anybody else, but I'm mindful that I'm flesh, and that's quite probable. But nonetheless, we move with a reason to help others sincerely. And with you realize a dream, and what we as a society should realize that we all can do that, in time, if we approach it properly. And this sadly may offend some people, but those who are called to prayer and petition, those who are trying to be Christ-like, understand that is facilitated when you're submissive. Now, others may have a different approach, and that's fine, but it's about respect and appreciation. And you have served as a great inspiration, and I hopefully that we'll be able to draw from that and say, you know what, it is possible.
It is, and where there is life, there's hope.
I can do all things, huh?
Yeah. And, if there's a dream that somebody out there, a goal that someone's had for however long, I can't measure your time. Just put action to it and begin to work on it to make it into a reality. Commit it to the Lord. Whatever you commit to God, it is successful. It will be. It is successful. And some mountains you get rid of it with a stick of dynamite, some C4 and a couple of tons of this and that, and you just blow it all at one time. Some mountains you move it with a ice pick, and you just chip away at it, sand green by sand green, but you're there and you're consistently picking it away.
Consistent, concerted effort.
Yes, you need to know how you need to approach that mountain.
But some mountains you call Mr. Ernest Jackson, and he brings his heavy equipment and help you with it, right? Something you just need help with.
But that's the part, though, is that whatever you go to that is purpose driven, you don't need to have all the bits and pieces.
All right.
You need to step out in faith, and God brings the rest of it into place for you. So, and when we return from the commercial break...
No, we couldn't do straight on to 1:30. I was waiting for you to kind of... See, you haven't been here long enough. We've made some adjustments now, so we're going to go to 1:30 now.
We're going to go to 1:30?
Unless, that's okay with you?
That's perfectly fine for me. We're rolling right along with a great topic here because, since we're talking about accomplishing goals and stuff like that and overcoming and stuff, let me just go ahead and deal with the promotional part of what I wanted to do this afternoon, and that was to deal with the Empowerment Conference on the 27th of August at 7 p.m. at the Lions Community Center. and it's being put on by the Christian Association for Civics and Political Education. And at that empowerment conference, I'm going to share as much of my life story as I can. And a lot of people have heard some. A lot of people have heard a lot. A lot of people know a lot, but nobody knows it all, and I still won't be able to tell it all on the 27th of August at 7 p.m. at the Lions Community Center. But I'm going to be able to share enough with people that they can understand that they can overcome whatever it is in their life, and they can move from a position of, for me it was addiction, into authority. And you can take control and maintain control over your life, so that life no longer is able to, the people in life itself, the people around you in life itself, is not able to pull you down, right? A lot of people don't understand about the inner strength that can exist within them, that they're actually born with it. But you got to know that it's there, and you got to know how it connects.
But you also have that confidence, because many people, when they see someone step out on authority, when they see someone step up and try to demonstrate through action and experience, hey, this too is possible, I don't believe enough of us draw alongside a person, especially if we think we know the person, right? We will say this carefully, but understanding that I know what I've witnessed. If the person is unknown to us, we are quick to celebrate, revere, and otherwise, put on a pedestal almost, right? Why don't we do the same for our own, right? Look at all of their beauty and awards. Look at all, of their sins and successes, and say, look, this person came from here to here. This person is doing this. So I commend you for being vulnerable, for being courageous, and hopefully we as a people will draw alongside and be inspired. Because
Amen. Now, Dwayne, Christ himself experienced that, right? He had to come out from his own people, right? Because they had no faith in him.
You won't flea bite you the hardest, huh?
Yeah. So you see, I am grateful for God having sent his son on this earth. He walked for an estimated 33 years on this earth, out of which 3 were his ministry.
What is it? Right? A day is but 1,000 years in the life of the Lord? Is that what it is? Huh, so he did 33.
So we go get back around to all about time and all the rest of it, right? And what he managed to do in those 3 short years, we haven't been able to do that. No man has been able to do that. He brought the gift of salvation, and no one could do it before. No one has done it since, because it was only him who was able to do so, right? And despite how much effort that the world has put out, trying to disclaim, trying to disprove the reality of Jesus Christ, right? It has never been able to do so. And he still continues to save, and I thank God for that. And they still have been unable to tear down, prove that he didn't exist, and that he was only just but a figment of imagination and everything else they choose to say. But Christ walking here on the earth didn't just give me salvation, it gave me an example, a true role model, because that is my idol, right? Of the challenges that I can endure and how I can overcome them. Yes?
So let me ask you guys. We speak to Katina Anglin. Of course, the phone lines are available, and I want to know me. I keep saying to people, know yourself. To thy own self be true, and you will recognize that you're not. But at least understand that, hear it, recognize it, acknowledge it, see if you can employ it. And then in so doing, look within. It's easy to condemn, criticize, critique, and point fingers at others. I don't know if anybody else does it, but we might say, "Oh, you're not judging; you're discerning." No, Dred, you're judging. You're not a discriminating consumer. You have refined taste. No, you're picky. Right? It's all words, but that's fine if you're being very conscious. Please don't put ketchup with my mayonnaise.
Because I don't like Thousand Island dressing.
Yeah. Right. But if you give me pepper sauce, is that good hot peppers and vinegar and onions? If not, but communicate respectfully and responsibly. What is it then that makes you, me, and others willing to take the licks and say, listen, this is where I stand. This is why I stand for this. This is why I think this is important, and willing to go alone. Now, it's not always easy. It's not always kind. It's not always welcomed. It's not always wanted. But you do it because you believe it's the right thing. And then there are those who don't have as much spine as a jellyfish. So what makes some one and some another?
Well, for me, Dwayne, it is really important for me that you know the truth, right? I believe that if I truly love you, I'm going to tell you the truth. Okay? Because if I don't, some end results are much more deathly or disastrous than others. But regardless of to what extent that regardless of what extent of damage that comes as the final outcome of your actions, your behavior, your lifestyle, or whatever, you got there because I didn't tell you the truth. Now, if I tell you the truth and you continue to persist in it, then I have done the best I could do in letting you know the truth, right? And I do that because I love you. When I reflect on my own life and my brother and my mother and them were rowing with me and saying all they could say and do all that they could do, and they was telling me that the drugs wasn't no good for me, I didn't want to hear that, okay? Because I was having, quote unquote, a good time, and I was, quote unquote, living my own life, and I was doing what I wanted to do, and I just wanted everybody to leave me alone. And you know something? They were only telling me that drugs were destroying me because they love me, right? When I submitted my will to God and I was redeemed from my drug addiction, then I could see. You hear about the lights came on? That's really what happened. I could then see with all clarity how much they love me and all that they had went through. Or for my mother, I could only see some of what she had went through. Because she'd always spoke about, I didn't get any sleep last night for praying for you and those sorts of things. So then I got a better understanding of the depth and degree of the love that my family had for me and why they were telling me to give this lifestyle up. I thought all was well. Even when I was at my pits, I didn't want anybody to tell me that I should give up drugs, because I just wanted you to leave me alone, because I didn't want anybody to emphasize to me how bad I was really destroying my life, Now, the other side of, or the other reason why I am able to speak the way that I speak is because I know that God is with me. I have a choice, Dwayne, and that is I can sit down and be quiet, shut my mouth, let the world have its way, let my friends destroy themselves. At least I wouldn't have brought any offense to them. Okay? Or I can say and do what is the right and good thing to do in the sight of the Lord. Know that I will offend him, but know that I am pleasing God in what I am saying and what I am doing. And that because of what I am saying and what I am doing, they have a chance at redemption, because they're hearing the truth, right? And in that, I know that regardless of what repercussions come through, my life here on this earth is only temporary.
Yeah.
Okay? I get a great reward.
Yeah.
I get a great reward.
As you're talking about, from addiction to authority, right? As I hear you. That addiction could be some substance. It could be a toxic relationship. It could be your job, in a sense. In asking in that, one wanting to recognize that not just addiction that we may immediately go to, oh, that's an addiction, so some sort of substance abuse. What then do we do in recognizing that we need to move from this thing that is weighing us down, that is, can I use the word toxic, this destructive, harmful, so that we can get to this thing that's more fulfilling, rewarding, make it a little bit more difficult for people, but perhaps sparking a different, sort of synapse.
Well, see, first, let me tell you thanks for touching on some of the other addictions. People don't even know are addictions. I have a friend who has bit her nails down to the quick. And, watching her trying to get at the last bits and pieces of nail that exist behind there is something to witness. And I see the blood stains along sometimes in her nail bed and stuff. And I always say, you realize that you're addicted to biting your nails. And she said, girl, you don't know why I go through it. That's just, I can only imagine. Because she got 10 fingers. They have no nails. They're all hurt. They're all hurting. They're all painful. But yet she's there and she's got her hand turned around and it's turned upside down. She's just trying to get just another bite off of this one, right?
Yeah.
Because she's addicted to biting her nails and it's painful. And she'll go through anything to be able to continue to bite on them. Just like a drug addict will go through anything to be able to get that drug. You look at people who are addicted to food, right? It's not that they have a hormonal imbalance or because they're taking medication or anything that they have become overweight. It is simply because of gluttony, the love of food, being addicted to it, must have it without any regard at all to what it is that they're consuming. Oh, it sounds good, it looks good, it smells good, I'm going to have it, and I'm going to have it in this huge amount because it makes me feel good.
Unhealthy relationship.
Right? So addiction isn't limited to alcohol and drug abuse.
Or, as I say, alcohol or other drugs.
Or other drugs. That's right, because alcohol is a drug.
Yeah,
just like every other one. The difference with it is that there are stores that are allowed to sell it and collect a fee at the counter for it. So, and it's actually one of the most deadly drugs, but deadly onto other people. Because when a person dies from cocaine or heroin overdose, it's them who die. Or when a drunken driver collides with another vehicle and kills an entire family, it's that entire family who's died from the drunken person's decision to get behind the wheel and drive while under the influence of alcohol. But yet we have that legal in our country.
To be able to consume it.
To be able to consume it to the point of stupor. And bartenders continue to serve because it's $7 for a beer. I only bought it for $1.75. I'm selling it $7 for a beer. And as long as you keep plopping the money on the counter, I'm going to keep selling it because the police, there's no bar police.
But there's also the social acceptance and the thing. It's.
But when you look at the amount of liquor stores and bars, nightclubs that we have in this island, you really have to question where we are as a society. Because we don't have nearly as many children. We don't have proper children's entertainment centers and stuff.
You hit on something. Right? We got a break, but in talking about the other things we're going to talk about, Katina Anglin is that most recognizable, level-headed voice who stands with great passion, enthusiasm. But that thing in our society, the alcohol, the way we socialize, food and drink. Is there something in there why that's so prolific? Not just a profit center, right? But is it that in our society, like many, but let's focus on this one, in the absence of whatever we should have, and we can talk about, is that reason why we have such a preponderance and proliferation of people gathering to celebrate using drink, right? Because the fellowship that they get, that camaraderie, that sense of belonging, that entertainment, that thing is that space that is accessible. Right?
Well, how about we deal with the answer to that question when we come back from the break?
Go. Take us to the break.
Yes. So we expect that you're going to be right here with us when we return from our break here on Radio Cayman with Katina Anglin from the Christian Association for Civics and Political Education and Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, host of Talk Today here on Radio Cayman.
a caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
Ransomware, DDoS, malware, phishing. If you don't know what those mean, you're not alone. But if you aren't protected against those cybersecurity attacks, then your business is at risk. Don't leave your data or your business vulnerable. Get Digicel Business Protect. Simpler, smarter cybersecurity. Visit our website, www.digicelbusiness.com, to request a callback or call us now on 623-2499.
From food to construction materials to office supplies, chances are a truck brought it to you. Superior Auto honors the value that the trucking community brings to these islands. Reliable, quality-trained technicians who value your time and aim to get your trucks back in service so you can continue to be of service to your customers. Specializing in complete Isuzu, Hino, and other models of delivery box trucks and its repairs, including computer diagnostics, mechanical, and body repair. Superior Auto, 525-9571 or 949-9570. Keep on trucking with Superior Auto.
Stay clean, stay safe, hey man. Reflection sells gallons of sanitizer for only $25. Buy 2 clip-on sanitizers for just $5. Reflections has the best KN95 masks or reusable cloth masks, and you can get 2 for only $5. Blue surgical masks and face shields are available for children and adults, as well as 10 and 50 packs of black surgical masks. Volume discounts available at Reflections, Jose's Rubus, Reflections Hemp and Tobacco, all 5 Liquor for Less locations, and Food for Less, open 24 hours every day. Don't miss the Liquor for Less incredible priced better markdown. Hundreds of fine from $2.99. Cases of ice cold below wholesale prices. Save $10 off liters of absolute exclusively at Liquor for Less. Prices so low we can't say them on the radio.
You could be the lucky winner in July as part of Kirk Freeport's 50th anniversary sweepstakes. Each month for the whole year, lucky shoppers have a chance to win a jewelry piece or watch from luxury brands. The prize for July is the innovative Tag Heuer Carrera watch that takes you from daytime to a night out with seamless style. Visit any Kirk Freeport store location to enter. Every purchase of $100 gains you entry into the monthly drawing. View terms and conditions on kirkfreeport.com.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waging to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back to Talk Today with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks here at Radio Cayman and with Katina Anglin from the Christian Association for Civics and Political Education. Thanks for still being tuned in with us here today. Dwayne?
Thank you, Ms. Katina. And if you want to be a part of the discussion, 949-8837 or toll free at 1-800-534-8255.
8255.
All right.
Yes.
Susan's personal number is 12. No, that's good. She's like paying us no mind today. All right.
Yeah. So,
but I love fellowship with you. I love the laughter. I love that you stand your ground and you're respectful. Even if you say, "Hey, this is what I believe," you're not gonna force it on people, but you're not going to shy away easily.
Nah.
That 6'4" frame really means a lot.
Every time I come in here, I'm taller and taller.
Next week it'll be 6'8".
Yeah. But before the commercial break then, that was news break?
Commercial.
That was commercial break.
News is at 2 next time.
I stay more in tune with the breaks as they're happening.
Yes, ma'am. So, next one's at 1:45.
All right. So we were talking about why people congregate over alcohol.
Yeah.
And consider if you have a healthy home life and one where there's something that's missing. And you can find the joy and the laughter, i.e. the good time that you think that you're having at another type of home, right? Which is your local or your favorite bar or club. When you're in healthy relationships, you don't particularly find yourself hanging out at the bar. You hang out at the bar because what you're looking for, you're hoping to find there.
What's that song? Looking for love.
Yeah. 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 And one of those rap singers sung a song and says, looking for love in a nip of Bacardi.
I don't know that one, but anyway.
And,
I don't know country.
Yeah. I think that might have been Salt and Pepper, but anyway.
Okay.
So, healthy relationships, you find other things to do. Now, let me say this. Drinking alcohol is not a sin, nor is it a crime. I know a lot of people say, oh, drinking alcohol is a sin. No, being drunk and making a fool of yourself, losing your income, destroying your money, putting yourself at risk, cars knocking you down, getting behind the wheel and killing other people. That's where the sin comes in at. All right? But it's perfectly fine for you to have yourself a glass of wine and kick back and relax and have a few laughs and stuff like that at home and stuff. Because even the Bible tells you, it says, look, it's not good for a man to just go to work and do enjoy the fruit of his labor. This is not good. He says, but, it's good when a man, having worked all day, eats, drinks, and be merry, and enjoys the fruit of his labor. This is good and of God. But getting drunk is not.
What's good? Drunk and disorderly.
What a way to be. Yeah. So even though we make light of it, right? Yeah. It's a horrible condition to be in. I mean, you're literally at the will of those around you. You're not able to take care of yourself. And women under the influence of alcohol then become greater praise than when they're, and that's Prey, than when they're sober. So getting drunk is not a sensible thing for people to be doing. Yes, you can have a drink, Now, you see, for me, that couldn't work because I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
I always was only going to have a beer or two.
Yeah. But you see...
And then that didn't work out. I'd be drunk for days at a time and couldn't go to work. And then the next thing you know, I was in some drug pit. Yeah. So it really didn't work for me. But there are people who go to dinner, they have a glass or two of wine with their dinner, they get up, they leave. They've laughed, they've talked, they've had their
decompress.
Yes, and then they get up and they go home and they're able to drive home sober. That's completely different.
Always a pass.
Yes.
It's kind of like what they say. For some, for the addict, one drink is too much.
And 1,000
is not enough.
It's not enough.
Right?
So that was me.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I endured that for decades. And it was one encounter with Christ. Yeah. And that was it.
But Miss Katina, as I listen to you, and you talk about, the man, and I hear people, woman and man. You're out working, you've toiled, you've sacrificed, you're serving, and now you're going to come to your space, right? Your castle, your sanctuary, and you're going to relax responsibly, sensibly, right? You've paid your bills, you're saving, you're not doing anything that's giving you courage, you're not trying to forget your problems, and mindful that for some of us, this conditioning, we need that little sip of, or a bite of chocolate, just that 1 ounce. Or
I know for you it would be chocolate.
Oh, you know that, baby.
and dark organic.
Oh man, and you don't know where my thoughts are, man. But it's what's interesting is I wonder if you'd allow me to pick up on that. If you come into that space use the man, since I'm speaking to the perspective, and because of you, Shirley. But you coming into your space, and that space isn't warm, inviting, and welcoming. And in the absence of that, it's like the joke that comes to mind. You know, the guy's at the bar, and he's having a few drinks, and the fellows, bartender says, "Why are you drinking?" He says, "Wife just said, she's gonna talk to me for a month." And he said, "Oh, sorry to hear that." He said, "No, today's the last day." So you don't want that, right? You want to be able to know that when you go into that space that you're welcome.
Yes.
And that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem, as you shared. Many of us leave that space and we go to the bar or the other spaces because there's nothing to return to. So this is where that partnership, this is where the enemy, comes to kill, steal, and destroy, and divides that. So with that being what it is it then that we need to face the truth and dance to the music and maybe remove ourselves? Or is it that we got to press on and press in and say, just like that family member isn't going to give up on you? I mean, where is that balance and where is that traction?
So there are a number of different ways that you can address the stress that's in your home rather than running to the bar.
Yeah, okay.
All right? Somewhere in your family there's somebody that you mightn't want to hear it, what they have to say, because it's not what you want to hear. So you probably won't pick that person first, but truthfully, there is somebody in your family who's able to sit down with your other party and yourself and say, okay, let's work the issues out. You guys have 2 kids. You have this great house. He's living at the bar.
There's a cat and dog and fish in a beautiful tree in the backyard.
Everything, and a drivable lawnmower. I come to understand is a new thing. Like every guy is supposed to have a drivable lawnmower. I'm like,
that explains it. A fellow lives in a condo. And
but anyway, so get a mediator to help you with your problems, right? And for Christians, get a Christian counselor. Because I've heard some stories about Christians going to get advice from non-Christian people who don't understand what a relationship with Christ is about. And they don't understand what a Christian marriage is supposed to look like and how it's supposed to operate. And so they give secular advice. Things like, well, you don't need him. Right? Which has the potential to continue to tear the marriage apart instead of helping to shore it up, and help it be repaired and stuff.
You know what I realized, though? Sorry, Ms. Catino. To us, we have so much fun. Time goes too fast. I realized Susan is back now, and boy, she's militant. So the break is near.
3 seconds.
Yeah, we got to take that break, right?
We have to.
A couple more things to talk to when we come back.
Yes, definitely.
I'll be getting by you.
To it.
All right.
Yes, thank you. So you can lead us out this time.
Oh, thank you, man. What a wonderful lady. All right, well, join us right after this break. Please stay tuned.
Busy. Feel like there's not just enough hours in the day. Savannah Pharmacy, service to make your life easier. Now you can WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. And pickup is just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays. WhatsApp your prescription order to 929-5045. Savannah Pharmacy, wholesome values with modern conveniences.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
Make your house into a home. Welcome to Brand Source Home Gallery, your source for premium products and a premium experience. We'll design and install your dream kitchen with crafted cabinets, complemented with elegant appliances. We'll fill it with quality houseware and cookware. Custom-designed closet and storage solutions organize and beautify any area. And with the finest bedding, you'll get a perfect night's sleep knowing Brand Source Home Gallery has everything you need to make your house a home.
we think it's time you crossed over to a new vehicle. And with the Toyota Corolla Cross now at Vant Motors, you have plenty of reasons to make the switch. The crossover body and hybrid engine is a sleek design in a sturdy structure with a spacious interior that opens to extensive cargo space. Stuck in traffic? The high-performance self-charging hybrid system automatically switches between gas and electric vehicle mode, helping you lower both fuel costs and carbon emissions. The Corolla Cross has full LED lighting inside and out, an integrated display audio system with energy monitor, and a dual-zone climate control system to ensure comfort for all. Test drive the new Toyota Corolla Cross Hybrid today at Vant Motors, Walkers Road.
Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturday evenings at 8 o'clock on Breeze Radio. Entertaining, enlightening, and inspirational. Topical with CI cultural and heritage flashbacks and the wonderful music of yesteryear, from the Thomas Edison era to the recent past. Your Yesteryear Musical, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on Breeze Radio, 105.3 FM in Grand Cayman and 91.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon and welcome back, and thanks for joining us, and thanks to Ms. Katina Anglin from the Christian Association for Civics and Political Education. And I'm always cognizant that people hear in different ways, and as people listen, things resonate in different ways for us. And I'm prayerful that in this exchange, that'll mean something positive to someone. And even if there's someone who is slighted in some way, take a second. That individual will be able to, at some point, and reflect, let it resonate, and let it be something that in you makes you the better version of you.
Amen.
And
Amen.
That is just all that's important, for us
and,
to.
I don't come on this show to hurt or offend anybody. I come on this show to share knowledge, to help to educate, and to share my own personal story. A lot of times the person that's hurting is this person here, Katina Anglin, as I go through some things and I share some stuff with the listeners, I don't come on here for another reason but to help to make a better society for us all to live in. And for that same reason, I'll be sharing my story, as much of it as I can, on the 27th of August at 7 p.m. at the Lions Community Center. And the name of that empowerment conference is From Addiction to Authority, Higher. Because you got to get higher. You can't go down and you can't plateau. Life is continuing on, and your elevation must continue on. And each day there must be something different about today than there was about yesterday, and where you are as an individual. Yeah. Even when that is because you reflected today on something from yesterday, and you said, "Oh, but I didn't do so well at that yesterday. So I'm going to make that my focal point now so that I can do better. I practice at that so that I do better, continuously do better on that point, And by improving ourselves, we keep the authority that is given to us. Some people don't understand you can throw this away. And I want to share a lot of keys to overcoming and maintaining authority over your life. and how not to give it away to other people.
Right.
One thing that people want when they realize that you are strong and that you are brave is they want what you have. You have to be able to lift them up without giving away, which causes you to come down.
A rising
right?
tide floats all ships.
Yes. Yes. And that's what you have to be able to do. Now, I realized that over the last couple of years, I've been taking care of a lot of problems for a lot of people, and I watch them fall right back down, and I know what that system is because until I had authority over my life, right? I was getting sober, relapsing. Getting sober, relapsing. So I was up, and then I was back down. I was up, and I was back down.
If I may analogy, sorry to interject, not unlike many of us when it comes to our diet and exercise. We're exercising for a bit, we do it incorrectly, injure ourselves, or we just stop because of life, or we're eating a certain way and we're seeing some benefits, and then all of a sudden we're not. So what you're sharing is that we're not consistent because we're not connected to the thing that sustains us. And doing it for the right reasons.
And doing it for the right reasons. And how, you know, when you're in a battle with something that just continues to present itself to you, right? And every time you get in a battle with this thing, it seems to beat you. How do you even come up with the ability to say, no, I can and I will overcome, right? Because if the round is meant to go 15 rounds, not 12 rounds, if the fight is meant to go 15 rounds, not 12 rounds, you're punch drunk, right? It gets a little bit difficult for you to come out in the 13th round, right? So how do you persevere to get to the 15th round when you know that the guy is pummeling you and has a stronger right hand than you? What is the key to that? How do you win that fight then? You know, and I want to share these things with people on the 27th.
August at the Lions Community Centre.
Yes.
But here's the thing that we've continued to do. I equate it to rewarding mediocrity. So the 15-round fight becomes a 12-round fight. There's a reduced down. Instead of raising the bar and making us prepared, supported, nurtured, equipped for the long haul, we lowered the bar. We
so we can get into the comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's what I refuse to do in my life. When I submitted my will to God, I didn't choose to, I didn't want to just be saved and to just cruise along. Okay? I wanted different in my life. I wanted to be at my pinnacle. But the Bible said that He lifted me up out of the miry clay, out of the pit and out of the miry clay, and placed me on solid ground. But am I supposed to stay in that very scene, very spot where He lifted me up? He put me there, right? Okay, so He's like, I got you up out of here now. You're in solid ground. What's your next step going to be? Well, what He did was he took me up from down there and He put me here, but the top is here. So I need to continue to go up, right? And in our lives, we have a lot of things that tries to pull us down. We encounter issues, and those issues, if we're not careful, can lead us into depression, regardless of how deep and for how long. You know, work-related issues and, you know, family-related issues and stuff. How do you overcome all of that? How do you continue to push on? How do you continue to say, look, I'm a conqueror. I don't care what it looks like. I know I'm a conqueror. You know, and I wanna help people to understand this. We have this thing in the country about mental health, and I do have great condolence for everyone who has any mental health issue. It is something that has been existing in my family as well, and I know how difficult it is to deal with someone who has mental health issues. But when it comes down to mental health, there's an answer for that as well, and it's drug-free. I assure you, Dwayne, it's drug-free. Okay? And, you know, David said, why are you cast down within me, O my soul? That was because he was depressed, you know? And he had to sing praises to God. And when Saul was off on his mental thing going on, pitching spears after David and stuff like that, right? David ministered to him with music, you know? And so there are a lot of things, but I want to share with people how they get into a conqueror's mind frame and how they remain there and take authority over their life.
Addiction to authority, higher.
From addiction to authority, higher. You think you were high before? You wait till you come out from Lions Community Center on the 27th of August.
Right.
Because you're going to get there at 7, okay? And you leave at after 9. And the reason why I say that is because I know that there are going to be people who stay back. But that night we're also going to have Isadora Ferraro is going to be performing, and the Williams family is also going to be performing, and another guest speaker will be there, and that is Brother Joey Ebanks also, who, as we know, because he made a front page of the newspaper also with his addiction issues. And he had also run for politics at one time, and he was running the turtle farm, and he was arrested. And, you know, he was high up there in CUC and stuff. And, you know, drug addiction brought him down also. But he's another testimony that you're able to overcome.
But, you know, as I listen to you, I'm mindful of our time. This is where, for me, I come away not just blessed, intrigued, inspired, and in a sense, positioned to look within. And I think in our society, we are quick to point fingers, but we don't want to accept responsibility. We blame the politician, probably rightly so, but are we, as voter, looking at the role that we play? We cast the ballots, right? We like the position, the prestige, the pay that the position brings, but are we willing to accept the responsibility? You know, we like all the good things, but are we willing to put in the work to get there? And this is where, through you, you know, I see that we can achieve more, not materially more, right? Anyway, we've
socially
just about
more.
Yeah, and consciously more. So let's continue. I know you, God's willing, you'll be back with us a few times between now and then.
Yes,
but we've only got like fleeting seconds. So
so let me just tell the public that you're invited to come out to a free event on the 27th of August at the Lions Center, the Lions Community Center, at 7 p.m. It's called From Addiction to Authority, Higher. And your presenters are myself, Katina Anglin, and Joey Ebanks. And we're going to talk to you about overcoming addiction and empowerment, and how you keep authority over your life so that you can continue to prosper in your life. And on the next show, Dwayne, I will discuss some about the rising abortion issue that's being brought to the public. I read the 3 articles in the Cayman Compass, and how, you know, I know that they're intended to influence the legislators. And also about what I call the data grab, which is the digital ID bill. And I got to call Minister for Finance, the Honorable Andre Ebanks, up and have a discussion with him, because I'm not sure if he really, I'm not saying that he's idiotic or anything of the sort, that's not, or that he's clueless or anything like that. I just don't know if the information that I have been receiving, if he's aware of it, you know. And it's my responsibility to make sure that he is aware of what digital IDs are really intended to do. And every wise person should be protective of their
It's a lot like our children. We hopefully provide for them an environment that they can access this, you know, information, but in a safe, age-appropriate way. But in so doing, are we as people conscious of maybe what we're giving up as we're getting something? And do we value our information and how it's monetized and how it could be utilized? I'm looking forward to perhaps you sharing with us at some point your perspective. Listen, Tina, I could talk to you for days on end and still feel like, you know, I'll have more to learn. Thank you very much, Mom.
Thank you very much for having me here again today, Dwayne, and God bless you, Cayman Islands. May we continue to prosper as our souls prosper.
Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. And with that, we'll pause, take a short break. When we come back, to the mic will join us. The strongman competition is tomorrow. All right, stay tuned for Talk Today.
Guest on the show?
Yep.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
there are an estimated 920 active cases of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands, with 121 of those being registered for Tuesday and Wednesday. 11 patients were hospitalized with COVID-19 as of Wednesday. The 7-day rolling average is 54. In international news, Russia and Ukraine signed separate agreements Friday, with Turkey and the United Nations clearing the way for exporting millions of tons of desperately needed Ukrainian grain, as well as Russian grain and fertilizer, ending a wartime standoff that had threatened food security around the globe. The deal will enable Ukraine, one of the world's key bread baskets, to export 22 million tons of grain and other agricultural products that have been stuck in Black Sea ports due to Russia's invasion. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres called it a beacon of hope for millions of hungry people who have faced huge increases in food costs. Millions of people in China are bracing themselves for even hotter weather this weekend, as more than a dozen cities issued red alerts, the highest possible heat warning. According to China's Meteorological Administration, temperatures in 19 cities in the eastern provinces are expected to surpass 40 degrees Celsius, that's 104 degrees Fahrenheit, in the next 24 hours. Another 208 cities and countries across China are under orange alert, the second highest heat warning that indicates temperatures over 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Those are your latest headlines. I'm Shana Gallego.
For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
We wanna go and Backyard, Caymanian and Jamaican cuisine. 7 Mile Beach might have changed, but Backyard is bringing it back. True Caribbean food in the heart of 7 Mile, just like Mama's home cooking. Brown stew snapper, Cayman-style beef, jerk chicken, turtle stew, and the delicious list goes on. Dine in, take out, or order with the Bento app. Backyard, Caymanian and Jamaican cuisine, 269 West Bay Road, or call 746-4603. Backyard, daily lunch specials, and the one-of-a-kind Fun Day Sunday brunch.
Backyard. Subway's giving you flavor around the clock with the new Chicken Squad sandwich options. Try the classic chicken and bacon ranch, the sweet and savory barbecue chicken, or the chicken cordon bleu. 3 new appetizing and delicious sub options that you can also make into a wrap. The Chicken Squad is available at Subway for only a limited time. Subway, giving you something to cluck about.
89.9 Radio Cayman helps you to weather the storm during this hurricane season.
One of the most crucial elements of hurricane preparedness is storm awareness. During the season, it is of utmost importance to pay attention to the latest local weather forecast, as hurricanes do not suddenly form or strike. There are various methods of advanced notification. Utilizing such may be the difference between a favorable outcome and disaster. Both television and radio serve as excellent mediums with up-to-the-minute storm path information in the wake of a hurricane. Another method of tracking a hurricane may be only arm's length away. Your smartphone or tablet can be your most valuable tool before, during, and after a storm, providing countless numbers of apps with crucial hurricane information. Many apps allow you to track storms with moving radar and satellite imagery, plus offer alerts, current conditions, forecasts, advisories, and even video.
This hurricane preparedness tip was brought to you by your community radio station, Radio Cayman, 89.9 FM.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us in the studio as we get a chance to talk about the second annual Strongman competition that takes place tomorrow. Well, I'm excited. It's going to be a good time for family and friends to associate. So, Tuna Mac, thanks for coming in and sharing. And I think sometimes when we hear strength, we probably think physical strength. We probably should also think strength of character. Right? A person has, a good ethos. But strength and presence of mind is important. We look at people doing something, and through you, I'll be guided by this. Think of the monotonous, mundane tasks that many of us have to do sometimes during a day. If your mind isn't so agile and focused, that you're probably not able to sustain that because it's the same repetitive thing, and you become, and that's where the strength of mind is important, so that you focus. Take 2 examples. The person on the assembly line whose job is always to do this, and yes, we've had much perhaps better equipment and greater strides in workplace safety, but how many accidents in history have occurred and you're like, but you do this every day, you could do this in your sleep. That's the problem. You lost focus and now you severed a finger, right? That strength of mind is important. So physical strength, strength of character, strength of mind, and they all go hand in hand. Mind over matter.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do, Sterling.
So good to see you, my friend.
And likewise, and thanks again for having me on here this afternoon.
Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Tomorrow, is it Lion Centre?
Yes, sir, it is.
Strong man.
1 o'clock to 5.
1 to 5. I think Susan was going to be there, but she said she don't want to show people up here. She's just so strong. What is it? I want to hear more. I mean, I know a bit, but tell us more so we understand. And, you know, there's a lot going on, but it's a good place to be.
It is. You know, I mean, we have a lot of activities. We've got 5 events that we're actually going to be going to do. We have, of course, your carry and load medley. That's one of the events, which is flipping tires, doing a farmer's walk, few other items in there that, you know, just a bit more of it's a variety. Let's not give it out too much. But it should be a lot of fun. And, of course, we got the Deadlift Ladder, which is going to be 4 lifts, one after the next. You're just going to step up in the weight each lift. And, of course, be in fastest time. You know, none of these weights are beyond what most people, if they regularly go to the gym, that they can do. You know, but it's the same time, it's a bit of a challenge to the body. We're not out to, you know, it's just push the limit a little bit, but not to the point where you're, crikey, I'm not doing that thing again. You know, we're just out to have a bit of fun and family day. And it's also, like you said, you go and do the same thing over and over and over. But it's almost the same thing too when you go to the gym. You have to have a goal to set for. And by having this as the second annual, we feel that, you know, it gives, we still have people that are on the fence with it. You know, they're thinking, well, should I compete? Should I not? What should I do? You know, I tell them, you know, get off the fence and come join us. And, you know, give yourself a challenge. And, you know, if you don't do so well this year, you know what, you got something to look forward to for next year and to compete and train for. And at least you got a goal set. You know, you got, like you said, a mindset. I need to get to this weight for next year. I need to do this faster. I need to get myself conditioned. And it gives you something different than just your everyday in, out, you know, whatever the case is, whether it be work, family, and you want some of your time. I find going to the gym is, for me, it's my time. It's I go in, I got something. I know for myself personally, if I don't have goals set while I'm lifting, it kind of, I'm staring at 4 walls, looking at my phone and looking at something that, you know, Instagram, or looking at somebody else lifting rather than having.
But that's the thing is here, as I listen to you, we're recognizing that you could be in the gym for 2 hours and get nothing out of it. You could be there for 5 minutes, and with a, you know, very, very structured routine, in 5-15 minutes, you can get significant progress if you do it consistently. We either can watch these events on a screen or through an account that is written. It's one thing. We can participate and realize that it's something else. But when we spectate in person, you see the difference, because then you're watching. It's like, you know, watching the game from courtside. It's a difference. The energy. You actually see the exertion. You see the emotions through your lens as opposed to the camera. And, you know, for tomorrow, I think it's a way to remind ourselves that we all have egos. The competitor as well as the person who's spectating is the armchair, sort of Monday morning, you know.
I would say a backseat driver. You
I'm
know,
trying to avoid that one.
There's a lot, you know.
Yep.
But there's a lot to say, well, I can do that, I can do it. Well, you know, step up. You know, just like to say, put your money where you...
Put your muscle where your motives.
There you go. There you go. Now you got it.
Yeah, man.
But it's a lot of, you know, and again, you know, you're back down to mind over matter. You know, yes, people are watching. Yes, I'm in front of but you know what, sometimes you feed off of that.
Mhm.
You don't take the negative, you take the positive.
Mhm.
You feed off of that. You go and you just like, you use the pump, you get the crowd behind you, and it's like, I know what it's like to be on a platform, and you're the only one, and
You were Miss Cayman once, right? I should be. No, he's my friend, honestly. I just tease you. But yeah, when you're on the platform, it's a different story,
Yes, it is.
People,
but some get a little nervous, and you know what? When you know you have to do what you got to do, you go out and get it done.
And that strengthens the mind because
it's confidence.
Yeah. Look, we've all been to a function, let's say a wedding of some sorts, right? And the person who's normally the most eloquent fumble that evening. Excitement, nervousness. The groom, probably the happiest day he'll ever be. And that evening, the emotion, the recognition that you're on stage, does a lot for people. Then we take a young child who, before we've conditioned and somehow instilled in them this sense of fear, they're fearless and they have confidence. We need to encourage that. And I think with events like tomorrow, we can see that collaboration and coordination and consistency, we can have a strong community.
But you're not alone in that, but you get kids, children to see adults that sometimes they'll see in the TV, and they'll see these guys that are just giants competing in something like this. But now you're going to see somebody local level, Cayman, and I'd take away from any of them, because every one of them to step up and do what they got to do tomorrow is an achievement in itself. And I give every one of them applause just for stepping up and being part of the event, and also challenging themselves. But also, some of these got children. They also got brothers, sisters, younger that are looking up. What better way to encourage them to, if you want to try something, go for it. Walk away with a smile on your face, knowing that you can achieve a goal that you set out, or you got to say, okay, next year I'm going to do this, or this year, wow, I actually got that, and I'm, I mean, the feeling of achievement is just phenomenal for me anyway, when it comes to weights, but in any sport.
Right.
I mean, you just had Katina on earlier, and we were just, you were just talking there about mental health.
Yeah.
Eddie Hall, when I spoke to him, he said, and his story's out there too. He said, it was hard as a teenager. Anxiety, feeling anxious, depressed, and when he got into the gym, it changed that for him. And a lot of people think, well, going to the gym, that's nice. You might be skinny. You may not have a whole lot of self-confidence stepping in and doing weights. But I just watched the World Games, and trust me, I watched some of them, and they were young. I watched one 19-year-old girl from Poland. She broke 3 world records as she was there in the junior and open division. And, and I mean, to step out there and do it. And it was, of course, it's my sport. I like to watch weights. And I watch guys doing 700-pound deadlifts and close to 800 pounds. I mean, it was just, and they're light weights. And all of them, and I talk to them, and it's like, every single one, it's hard work. But the achievement, whether they break a world record or get a gold medal or just a PB, that in itself is just... It's just beyond, there's nothing that feeling you can't buy, you can't get, you earn. And you earn that smile on your face, and that endorphins, the adrenaline is pumping, you're going, and that's the whole thing tomorrow is, you're going to watch ladies now, pulling a Dodge Ram down on it,
Wow.
We've got a Conan walk, a Conan wheel, where a person has to go around in a circle with a weight as fast as they can within a minute. It's you think it's like, some of them tried it and they were like, oh boy, I don't know. They just had a quick test last Saturday. They were like, oh, that's not bad. Pulling a truck.
It's possible.
It's achievable. I can do it. Okay, what do I need to do? I need to get a good time on it. So there's a lot, Sterling, on this that people will enjoy watching, and you know what? If you participate, that's even more fun. Because have a guess what? Your family are going to be behind you, your friends behind you. They're encouraging you, and you know what? You are the one that actually stepped up and did it.
It's one of those things. So, is it a final break, Miss Susan? And once we come back, extend invitation. We'll talk more about it.
Sure.
And there's a lot going on. And as you referenced, it's not just male and female. It's not just an individual. It's the team. We could talk about that and recognize that if we inspire and encourage each other, we may have greater community success. All right. Please join us after the break.
For medical lab services in Cayman, go straight to MedLab.
For a full range of medical services, pleasant, clean and comfortable environment, no long lines and affordable fees, visit MedLab at the Smith Road Plaza. Open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and half day on Saturdays. Call 949-7331 to make your appointment.
For medical lab services in Cayman, MedLab.
Ask our professional team about the benefits of cutting-edge technology with MedLab's new state-of-the-art digital mammogram machine.
A caring and community spirit, cherished family and cultural values. These are some of the things that still embodies the Caymanian way of life in the Eastern Districts today. Savannah Pharmacy, your neighborhood pharmacy, located in Countryside Shopping Village, is delighted to offer products and services of real value. Whether it's catering to your family's medical needs or carrying apparel, gifts, and beauty products, Savannah Pharmacy provides you with more than just prescriptions. Remember, they're always just around the corner with everything your family needs and convenient opening hours, including Sundays and holidays. Savannah Pharmacy. For more information, call 946-3336.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skin care, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
New stock has just arrived at Super Stitch. Now don't take my word for it, drop by and see for yourself. Fresh off the boat, we have loads of fabric, vinyl upholstery fabric, fabric for cushions, outdoor fabrics, and dress fabric. That's not all. Super Stitch has sewing accessories and craft items. Included in the new shipment, you will find sheets, comforters, throw pillows, bath mats, rugs, and curtains for every room in your home. Super Stitch, 39 Pasadora Place, Smith Road. Still offering the best price in town. Call 949-2833 or go to superstitch.com.ky.
The Department of Environmental Health would like to advise Cayman Brac residents that due to elevated seasonal temperatures, garbage collection services will now start at 4 a.m. during July and August. To avoid missed collections, please place your garbage in the enclosure a night before your scheduled pickup. For more information, contact the DEH office in Cayman Brac at 948-2321.
Talk today. But I do have some questions. Talk today.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk today.
Because there are more questions than answers.
What the public is saying.
Waiting to take your calls right now. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks.
Good afternoon, welcome back, and thanks for joining us. And thanks to Tony for sitting with us in the second annual Strongman competition. Tomorrow, Lion Center.
That's correct.
1 p.m. you say?
1 p.m. to 5.
To 5. Well, 1 to 5 is is that similar to 3 to 6, Susan? No, I'm just kidding. I recognize, honestly, that there are many competing demands on our day. Tomorrow, the young lady who is volunteering in the community may be out and about doing something with her littles and the like. And I say that to share specifically because we're looking for things to do, to engage. This is, in my lens, this is not just an event that demonstrates physical strength. This may be an event to bring a family member, your youngest sibling, and your co-workers to build camaraderie, to be inspired, and to recognize that the strength that it takes to do this physical thing can translate into the strength that you need in order to succeed at that exam, at that particular objective that you want to achieve. You need to have that resolve, that determination. That's how I see this being sort of very much, not just about competing physically, but about winning at life. Is that how it is?
You did touch on a couple of things there, to be honest with you. for me, and watching, especially younger lifters, to be able to achieve something, like, you know, most boys walk into the gym and it's like they're a little skinny and they're feeling a little intimidated because you got fellas posing off in the mirror and that's all they're doing.
My cousins, can't talk to them.
You know, but but they're probably into bodybuilding, you know, or they just like to think they look good. But you know, I mean, for me, you know, and I've had some of them even just recently. I went into some of the gyms and just to see what was around, and because we have competitions coming up from powerlifting. And I had a couple come up and it's like, I kind of just started. I'm just getting in. How do you get so strong? You know, it's like, well, it's a lot of hard work. But you can get there. Oh, but, you know, and I don't class myself as an overly big guy. You know, I'm 6 foot tall, and I compete at 205. You know, most of the guys, I'm actually tall in my division. I've been told go up another 20. I was like, no thanks, I don't feel like putting on that kind of weight. But
the knees can't take that, huh?
No. And the wallet, I've got to pay for that food.
Where you say you're from again? West Bay? Let me be here.
But you know, I mean, but it is a mental, and you know, to watch young men to step up and then actually achieve something and be a lot stronger than a fellow who is all muscled up in the gym and looks good and you're out lifting him.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you, and then the same, for me it comes the same into schoolwork. You can achieve it and put the hard work in. There is a reward at the end of it. No, not everybody is great in the books, but it's also the same in a trade. Whether you take on plumbing, electrical, air conditioning, carpenter, mason, whatever it is. You know, it takes hard work to learn it. And when you stick at it, you can become the best that you can be at that. That's the key. And that's kind of what we try and encourage with weights. You know, if you're good at it, just don't sell yourself short. You know, have a dream. Go for it. And don't be afraid. You know, we're all getting knocks in our dreams. I mean, we want... And you know, how many times do you hear there's a lot of dreams went to the grave?
A lot of unfulfilled potential, huh?
Yeah.
And not just, sadly, not just that they didn't attempt, right?
Right.
And that is, you know, I love my parents. I don't necessarily always say it, show it, and share it. But they inspire. They expect you to be your best, but have joy in it. And it's a success that isn't about material. It's about what really matters. Right? And if we as a community draw alongside and support each other, hold each other accountable, right? And say, you know what, it's okay if you didn't attain this, but you tried. And what is it they say?
You give it your best shot.
Nothing beats a try but a failure.
Yeah.
Right? If we don't try, we will never know.
You ask any person in a boxing ring, you know, have you ever been hit the canvas? Yeah, what'd you do?
Yeah.
You get back up. We're no different in the weights. You can't pick it up today, and pick it up tomorrow. And it's no different. You know, I mean, I always said sports sets us for life. It's life challenges. We look at it as a sport. Yes, it can make, some guys make a great living from it. But for me, it comes down to your team, your manager. That's your boss. That's no different. Your referee. That's right. Your supervisor. You know, I mean... You can play it all out into the working world, but sports sets any young man or woman for life. And you have to be in thought of it. For me, I mean, people say powerlifting, it's a one-man sport. Oh, it's far from it. Have a guess what happens if I can't get that weight off my chest? Or if I'm sitting down and it's a back squat. Am I going to sit there? No, I'm going to need somebody to take it off of me.
That's right.
So it is, every sport is some form of teamwork is involved.
That's right. As you were saying, I wrote down the man in the arena. I'm not going to get into it for the fear that I paraphrase it incorrectly, but more importantly, a little bit of homework. There's no secret that I'd rather have a conversation with someone in person than to sit and look mindlessly at the screen. I also recognize that the screen can give us great information. Collaboration and communication through a sense of, you know, physical personal interaction is much more rewarding for me. But I give the people a little homework exercise. Use a device that you have all the time and see what reading you can do on the man in the arena. Because that's the one who feels it knows it, right? And as you shared, no sport is a one-man sport or a one-person sport. It's not just the coach or the personal trainer or the physiotherapist or the nutritionist or whatever your support mechanism is, right? From the parents who ferry the children to the extended family and friends who cheer them on, to the other competitors. Now, go back to your example. You're doing a bench press. Wouldn't it be awesome if you have one person on each end, just in case? It gives you that sense of safety, confidence.
Well, it does, because I can tell you a simple example. I was when my boys were here before they went back up to the UK for their football. I mean, there's another example. Two of them, they feed off each other constantly when it comes to
it.
And they got their, that's their support up there. But when they were home for the summer, I was squatting, and of course I'm preparing for Panama in August to compete for Cayman.
That's next month,
Yeah, I'm competing for Cayman. Yeah, we're competing for Cayman. There's 3 of us going up to compete to represent Cayman in the North American powerlifting. And we're hosting next year, of course, here in Cayman, which is another big event. But my 2 boys were there, and it was heavy. It was a few pounds over 500, and
he says it.
but it wasn't even just the weight. It was just knowing I can. Now I told him, we had it arranged. We hit it fast, and let's see if we can get where I need to go. And they were nervous. What am I going to do? We discussed it, how it was going to work if things went south. What to do.
That's right.
And they knew exactly what to do. I mean, it didn't. But you know what? People say, oh, they're boy. They were there. And like you said, that support was there for me. And it was and it was even more for my 2 boys.
Yep.
That's, for me, I could smile, and I look at the video, and I could see the fear in their faces. I couldn't see them at the time when they were spotting me.
You were focused. Yeah.
But I knew they would not let anything happen to me when I was squatting. Some would say, well, that wasn't a lot of weight. You know what? They may not be. For me, it was.
Yeah.
And for them just to be there as a network support is phenomenal. And that's why I say to any father, especially fathers, get with your sons.
Yeah.
Take them to the gym. If you want something to do with them, go to the gym with them. Even daughters, go to the gym, train. Train with your kids. If it's, no matter what. I mean, you look at any professional sport today, the gym is involved. A lot of them try and tell you it's not. You go to college, any of the universities in the US, UK, no matter where you go, you're in the gym if you're actually doing a sport.
I'm glad you shared that, and out of interest and respect for the time, we'll have another discussion going forward about the importance of parents and their children and their participation, but also the example that they set. And something you just shared that I don't think we are fully appreciative. The victory isn't at the end of the game, the boxing match, the tournament. The victory is actually stepping up to the plate, getting into the ring, going in the football field, going into the gym. That's when the victory is because you made that first step. We've always heard the longest journey begins with a single step. Make that step and have someone with you. Hold your hand if you need, right? Spot you. Be your accountability partner. Just like you would go diving or fishing, don't go alone. Not because it's the safest, smartest thing to do, but it's about the memory, the fellowship, right?
Exactly.
And many things you can do by yourself, but very few are as enjoyable if you have somebody else, right?
Yeah. Can I just give a shout out to some of our sponsors here that actually, of course, none of this tomorrow could have happened with any of them, which of course is Waystone. We have those that they're actually sponsoring the truck tomorrow. We have the Ministry of Sports, Youth and Sports. We have Mac Plumbing, of course, Kelly Holdings. And of course, again, Kelly came on again this year. Kelly Holdings came on this year with us with a big support. Hopscotch Productions, Fast Signs, Business Tailor Solutions. We had Crown Events for all the equipment that we'll have out there. And again, big shout out to those guys. Car City, Cayman National, Accountability Services, and DMS Broadcasting. And I mean, a lot of it wouldn't have happened without any of those sponsors. And, we're also going to have a lot of things for the kids there.
Yeah.
We're going to have some of the foosball and the dunk. So, it's not just watching people. So if you want to bring your children, you want something else to do with them, let them go and have some fun. We might have some kids' activities as well regarding on the stage. We might have a few little items to go with them and just make it a bit of fun as well.
It'd be a good way to share some time with your littles. A good way to share some time with your family. Can I share with you from one of our listeners who says, your perspective is also about healthy relationships and not just about sports, So thanks for that. And it's true.
It is.
It's as we were sharing it. This is about coming together and
it's camaraderie.
In the weeks ahead, and certainly if possible before you travel, but definitely God's willing when you return, we'll come back on. Not only talk about the competition and the importance of participation and preparation, but as this listener just shared, this is about building healthy relationships, healthy body, mind, spirit. And I think not enough of us understand the messaging, sometimes indirectly, that we're giving to her and leaving with her children.
To be honest with you, some people that are actually competing, I probably wouldn't have spoken to or met before.
Exactly.
Until now. So it opens the door to know people.
Relationships.
You have, exactly. And they're all from shape and form and in different walks of life. And to get to know, and of course, a lot of this is on mental health.
Yeah.
Bullying. It's the Alex Panton Foundation. We're with the anti-bullying, the Team Nolan. It's all, it's all to do with your health, whether it be trying to, whether it be somebody's angry, whether somebody's down, depressed.
Yeah.
Get into weights, get into something, share. There's going to be people on the day as well that are going to be there. So if you've got a question about bullying, if you've got a question about anxiety, depression, and they'll be there. So, we're going to be set up as well. So if you've got something you don't want to kind of see, or of others that are suffering, help those who are suffering. Sometimes you got to step out.
Stand in the gap. Hey, thank you very much for sharing with us. Tomorrow, not only are we praying for resounding success,
but aren't you coming down doing the Atlas Stone? That's what you told me last time. You were coming down doing the Atlas Stones. Or was it the Conan wheel? Which one were you picking?
I do the Conan wheel while I pull the truck. How about that?
Oh, perfect.
Something I in all sincerity, I thought about it, but you recognize, and this is where I keep telling people, it's good to be very confident. You need to know who you are, but you also need to understand that you can't let your ego, dictate your path, right? And in the absence of proper preparation, I'm starting back to exercise. I miss my, let me leave that be. But life is what it is, right? Maybe next time. I'm seeing where it takes me.
Well, next year we're with prizes. We may be looking at upping than just more of trophies and stuff. We might be looking at a bit more of a higher. Next year we're looking at actually bringing in one of the big top guns from it. We're actually been talking to Iron Bibby, the Stolman brothers. So wow. And like I said before, one of those, the Stolman brother who just won the Strongman again twice, is actually autistic. So we're talking to them and seeing what their schedule for next year, and perhaps bringing them in for the event. So it's getting bigger and better every year.
That is it, man. And I commend you for it. I thank you and your partners for coming on board. The venue is very, very convenient, central, very accessible. Hopefully we'll come out and understand that this is just more than a physical competition demonstrating physical strength. It's mind over matter. Tony, it was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Always, Sterling. And again, I'll be there on the day. So if you have any young people that want to know about powerlifting or getting into a strongman sport or where to train, by all means, hit me up. I'll be there on the day, and I'm always willing to lend any advice I can give.
1 p.m. tomorrow at Lions Center.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, it's always an honor, a distinct privilege and pleasure to sit in the studio. I always come away trying to, reflect on what it is and how to add value. I invite you to be a part of our discussion Monday morning with Mr. Art, for the record. Of course, talk to David after the midday news and midday meditation. A couple of great things in store, including Mr. Rich Dyer, a good friend, has accepted an invitation to join us at 1 o'clock. Looking forward to his intellect and his insight as we continue to instill in us an informed sense of thought. Tomorrow, I think, going to be likewise. As I shared with people, the man in the arena. Something to, reflect on. Have a read, see what you think. welcome back to the wonderful Susan. You know, she's not Fleeman Reid anymore, but I tell you one thing for sure, she brings like all the wonderful team here. It's a good entertainment. To all of our listeners, you know, have a blessed, safe, productive, enjoyable weekend. May your hearts and hands be of added service, and you know, may your minds take you in a place where, you know, good Lord sustains you. Until tomorrow, my friends, be blessed.
Talk Today is brought to you by Subway, open 24 hours in Countryside, Anderson Square in Georgetown, and Centennial Towers in West Bay. And by the Ministry of District Administration, Tourism and Transport. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your sister islands. MedLab in Smith Road Plaza, your complete medical laboratory solution. Call 949-7331. And Savannah Pharmacy in Countryside Shopping Village, convenient opening hours including Sundays and holidays.
6 years.
3 beloved isles.
1 beloved station, Radio Cayman.